Hi, freshmen. So this week we are reading Romeo and Juliet, Act III, Scene 1, and so I'm skipping ahead. So I want to give you a quick wrap up. A lot of stuff happens in a very short amount of time in this play. When we last left off, Romeo and Juliet had wooed on the balcony scene, and remember, Juliet had told him, if you're really serious about loving me, then you're going to marry me, and you're going to meet me tomorrow, and we'll arrange a way to get married. So Romeo actually does it. He does decide he wants to get married to her. I think we all know that he's really focusing more on that night than the actual marriage itself, if you know what I mean. But they end up getting married in secret in Friar Lawrence's cell. Friar Lawrence is Romeo's confessor. He's like his priest in the Roman Catholic faith. So Romeo and Juliet are married, and it's the next morning. And in this scene, Benvolio and Mercutio, who are two of Romeo's best friends, are hanging out. And remember, Benvolio is the peacekeeper, and Mercutio is kind of a hothead. So Benvolio says, like, we need to get out of here. It's too hot. Hot days make us brawl, make us fight, which is foreshadowing because there's about to be a really big fight here. So I'm skipping ahead on this. I'm starting on line 34. Benvolio tells Mercutio, by my head, here come the Capulets. Mercutio, by my heel, I care not. And so here comes Tybalt. Remember, Tybalt is a Capulet, so Juliet's cousin, and he's also very much a hothead. So he and Mercutio are going to clash. Follow me close, for I will speak with them, said Tybalt. Gentlemen, good e'en, a word with one of you? And but one word with one of us? Couple it with something. Make it a word and a blow. Okay, so here we have that sexual pun, right? A blow means a fight, like a punch, but a blow can also mean something else. All right, hold on one second. My son needs pancakes. All right, I'm back. Tybalt to his companions, follow me close, for I will speak with them. Oh, we already did that. Sorry. You shall find me apt enough to that, sir, and you will give me an occasion. So Tybalt's like, I'll fight you if you just say the word. Could you not take some occasion without giving? So here it's another sex joke. My children are listening, so I can't say the word. Okay, about giving and taking and boys. Tybalt, Mercutio, thou consortest with Romeo. Consort? What? Dost thou make us minstrels? And thou make minstrels of us? Look to hear nothing but discords. Here's my fiddlestick. Here's that shall make you dance. Zounds, consort. So Mercutio is initiating the fight. Not only does he insinuate that Tybalt is gay, but then he also puts out his sword first. Benvolio, we talk here in the public haunt of men. Either withdraw into some private place and reason coldly of your grievances, or else depart. Here all eyes gaze on us. So Benvolio, the peacekeeper, is trying to tell them, like, we need to go in private. Mercutio, men's eyes were made to look and let them gaze. I will not budge for no man's pleasure, Then Romeo comes in, fresh off of his wedding night, so very happy. Tybalt, well, peace be with you, sir. Here comes my man. So he doesn't even want to deal with Mercutio. He wants to deal with Romeo. Mercutio, but I'll be hanged, sir, if you wear your livery. Marry, go before to field. He'll be your follower. Your worship, in that sense, may call him man. Romeo, the hate I bear thee can afford no better term than this. Thou art a villain. Tybalt, the reason that I have to love thee doth much excuse the appertaining rage to such a greeting. Villain am I none. Therefore, farewell. I see thou knowest me not. So Romeo here is saying, like, I can't tell you, but I'm married to your cousin, so we're family now, man, and I am so happy I'm going to forgive everything. And Tybalt doesn't want forgiveness. Boy, this shall not excuse the injuries that thou hast done to me. Therefore, turn and draw. I do protest I never injured thee, but love thee better than thou canst devise, till thou shalt know the reason of my love. And so, good Capulet, which name I tender as dearly as my own, be satisfied. She's like, again, I'm hinting, man, I've married your cousin, where the feud is over. Be satisfied. And then Mercutio is mad because his friend is supposed to be putting up his sword and fighting like a man, and instead he's saying, like, I don't want to fight. So Mercutio says, oh, calm, dishonorable, vile submission. Alice the Cotta carries it away. And he pulls out his own sword again. Tybalt, you rat catcher, will you walk? What wouldst thou have with me? Good king of cats, nothing but one of your 9 lives, that I mean to make bold withal, and as you shall use me hereafter, dry beat the rest of the 8. Will you pluck your sword out of his pilcher by the ears? Make haste, lest mine be about your ears ere it be out. So he's like, if you're going to draw now, or I'm going to start fighting you. Tybalt, I am for you. Gentle Mercutio, put thy rapier up. A rapier is a sword. Come, sir, you're passado. So they fight. Draw, Benvolio, beat down their weapons. Gentlemen, for shame, forbear this outrage. Tybalt, Mercutio, the prince expressly has forbidden bandying in Verona streets. Hold, Tybalt, good Mercutio. So Romeo gets in between them, and under Romeo's arm, Tybalt takes his sword and stabs Mercutio, and then leaves. Mercutio, I'm hurt. A plague on both your houses. I'm sped. Is he gone, and hath nothing? What, art thou hurt? Ay, a scratch. Marry, 'tis enough. Where's my page? Go, villain, fetch a surgeon. Romeo, courage, man, the hurt cannot be much. No, 'tis not so deep as a well, nor so wide as a church door, but 'tis enough, 'twill serve. Ask for me tomorrow, and you shall find me a grave man. I'm peppered, I warrant, for this world. A plague on both your houses. Zounds, a dog, a rat, a mouse, a cat, to scratch a man to death. A braggart, a rogue, a villain that fights by the book of arithmetic. Why the devil came you between us? I was hurt under your arm. I thought all for the best. Help me into some house, Benvolio, or I shall faint. A plague on both your houses. They've made worm's meat of me. I have it, and soundly too. Your houses. So Mercutio 3 times as he's dying says a plague on both your houses. And both houses here are the Capulets and the Montagues, and this foreshadows all the poop that's about to come down on these 2 homes. This gentleman, this prince's near ally, my very friend, hath got his mortal hurt in my behalf. My reputation stained with Tybalt's slander. Tybalt, an hour hath been my kinsman. O sweet Juliet, thy beauty hath made me effeminate, and in my temper softened valor's steel. So this is really interesting. Romeo blames Juliet for his inaction. He says that your beauty has made me soft. Okay, and this is a euphemism here for a sexual thing, saying that he's gone soft, if you get my drift. Benvolio, O Romeo, Romeo, brave Mercutio's dead. That gallant spirit hath aspired the clouds, which too untimely here did scorn the earth. This day's black fate on more days doth depend. This but begins the woe, others must end. Okay, we've got a couplet here. So it tells us either we're close to the end or this is really important. And here it's really important. He says, this but begins the woe, others must end. So this is where we start spiraling into death. Here comes the furious Tybalt back again. Alive in triumph and Mercutio slain, away to heaven, respective lenity, and fire-eyed fury be my conduct now. Now, Tybalt, take the villain back again, that late thou gavest me, for Mercutio's soul is but a little way above our heads, staying for thine to keep him company. Either thou or I or both must go with him. So he's saying one of us needs to die too. Thou wretched boy that didst consort him here shall with him hence. This shall determine that. They fight. Tybalt falls. Romeo, away, be gone. The citizens are up, and Tybalt slain. Stand not amazed. The prince will doom thee death if thou art taken. Hence, be gone away. Ho, I am fortune's fool. So Romeo, again, doesn't take responsibility for his actions. First it was Juliet's fault, and now it's fate's fault. Why dost thou stay? First citizen, which way ran he that killed Mercutio? Tybalt, that murderer, which way ran he? There lies Tybalt. Up, sir, go with me. I charge thee in the prince's name, obey. Now comes the prince and the heads of the household. Where are the vile beginners of this fray? O noble prince, I can discover all, the unlucky manage of this fatal brawl. There lies the man slain by young Romeo, that slew thy kinsman, brave Mercutio. Tybalt, my cousin, O my brother's child, O prince, O cousin, O husband, O the blood is spilt of my dear kinsman, prince, as thou art true, for blood of ours, shed blood of Montague. O cousin, cousin. Benvolio, who began this bloody fray? Tybalt here slain, whom Romeo's hand did slay. Romeo that spoke him fair, bade him bethink how nice the quarrel was, and urged with all your high displeasure. All this uttered with gentle breath, calm look, knees humbly bowed, could not take truce with the unruly spleen of Tybalt, deaf to peace, but that he tilts with piercing steel at bold Mercutio's breast, who all is hot turns deadly point to point, and with a martial scorn with one hand beats cold death aside, and with the other sends it back to Tybalt, whose dexterity retorts it. Romeo, he cries aloud, hold, friends, part, and swifter than his tongue, his agile arm beats down their fatal points, and twixt them rushes underneath whose arm an envious thrust from Tybalt hit the life of stout Mercutio, and then Tybalt fled. But by and by comes back to Romeo, who had but newly entertained revenge, and to which they go like lightning. For ere I could draw to part them, was stout Tybalt slain, and as he fell did Romeo turn and fly. This is the truth, or let Benvolio die. So Benvolio gives a quick summary of the fight, but he does leave out some important parts. He doesn't bring up that Mercutio started the fight with Tybalt, and he also doesn't fully name Romeo as the killer.
Mommy, I'm so hungry.
You are. Well, I'll get you some more breakfast in just a second. Hold on. All right, guys, we're almost done. So Lady Capulet starts talking to the prince. He is a kinsman to the Montague. Affection makes him false. She's talking about Benvolio here, like he's not giving a true report. He speaks not true. Some 20 of them fought in this black strife, and all those 20 could kill but one life. I beg for justice, which thou, prince, must give. Romeo slew Tybalt. Romeo must not live. So Juliet's mom is telling the prince he needs to kill Romeo. The prince, Romeo slew him, he slew Mercutio, who now the price of his dear blood doth owe. Not Romeo, prince, he was Mercutio's friend. His fault concludes but what the law should end, the life of Tybalt. And for that offense, immediately we do exile him hence. I have an interest in your hates proceeding. My blood for your rude brawls, you can have it, doth lie bleeding. But I'll a mercy with so strong a fine that you shall all repent the loss of mine. I will be deaf to pleading and excuses, nor tears nor prayers shall purchase out abuses. Therefore use none. Let Romeo hence in haste, else when he's found that hour is his last. Bear hence this body and attend our will. Mercy but murders, pardoning those that kill. So the prince is really upset that his cousin Mercutio is dead. And because of that, he's not sentencing Romeo to death. He's sentencing him to exile. He's also making both families pay out a hefty fine. So he's not doing what he said he would, which was kill the head of the Capulet and Montague family if they fight again. Instead, he's being lenient and just sentencing Romeo to exile, which means he's got to be banished. He's got to go to a different country. Okay? So this week's assignment, after you've watched this lesson, is we are going to play a Kahoot. You can either do the Kahoot on your own, or you can join me on Thursday's class and we'll do it live together. But that'll be your points for this week. Okay? Hope you're doing well. I miss you all so much.